The next question is about a teen. So my teen son is not always present when I talk with him. How do I get his attention back from the phone and social media?
Mm-hmm. He's not always present, meaning like he's there, but he's not listening, right?
Okay,
Like
right.
he's not paying attention, very distracted by his phone and social media. So first of all, my suggestion to this parent, to all of us, is go right to your teenager and say, look, I kind of miss you. I like being with you. I want to hang out a little bit and spend time with you. I want to hear what's going on. You don't have to tell me every single thing if you don't want to, but I love being with you, right? It's really important to just be so genuine with how you're feeling about your teens and let them know that you love them, you think they're cool, you want to hang out with them, you want to hear what's on their mind, right? Because a lot of times parents get in this pattern, as I mentioned, of giving teens a lot of feedback and criticism. You didn't do this more, maybe stop doing that. Why don't you do this? So we really have to make a conscious effort, to tell them we just want to hang out with them. We really like them. Ask them to do something fun with you. We talked a little bit about that earlier too. Uh, you know, if he likes hanging out with the dog, you want to go for a dog to walk the dog with me. You can hold him. You can also carry the poop bags. You can make it light. But in terms of how do I get his attention back from the social media and the phone? So really important to have a conversation about it in your family. I'm noticing that every time I come to talk to you, it's really hard for you to lift your head up. So I'm going to ask you, when I come and talk to you, can you please put your phone down? Right. And if you don't, I'm going to ask you to just hand it to me, because I really need your attention when I'm talking to you about something important. And it just doesn't feel great. Right. And then, of course, you need to please do the same thing when your kids come and talk to you. Your kids walk over to you and you're looking at your phone, put the phone down, right? Unless you're getting an emergency call, put the phone down. I have really had to train myself to do it. Sometimes I'll be standing in my kitchen, I'm looking at an email, or I'm looking, putting something in my calendar. One of my kids walks over and starts talking to me, and I like literally feel myself, okay, I'm going to pull myself away and flip this phone over so I can be present for my kids, because it does have us sucked in. So you have to model that. And then the other piece that's so important is if you're really seeing that your teen has no boundaries around the phone, you have to set them. You have to set them. So you have to tell them, this is an issue. I'm concerned. There's a lot of research now that shows, that there's negative impacts on your focus, your attention, your mental health, your happiness, if you spend too much time on your phone. So I want to put some limits, and this is what I'm thinking. You're going to use the settings on the phones. iPhones and Androids now have the screen time, downtime settings. And if you're not sure how to use it, you can easily Google it, or your kid probably can show you. But you want to set down times, right? So, there maybe it goes off specifically at 6 p.m., when it's time for dinner and homework time or something like that. But you could put in your own passcode that only you know as a parent, and you set the phone to have healthy limits. You could limit the amount of time they're using apps, and you can limit when it goes on and off. And I highly recommend it if you're noticing that you really can't even get your son's attention because, he has this habit, right? It's a habit. It is certainly addictive. And so, so hopefully, between setting the limits and then really just remembering this key point of telling your son, you just really miss him and you want to hang out with him. And I think you're going to get some good results from that.
Great.
Yeah.